This experiment completely changed my life, and I'm not being metaphorical or hyperbolic about this. Learning about this genuinely gave me a lifelong love of physics that made me go to university to study this and then get a PhD in a related topic. Today we are talking about the double slit experiment. When you shine a wave at two slits, the wave passes through both slits, interacts with itself, and you get this pattern of light and dark spots that physicists call an interference pattern. And when you do this with light, that is exactly what you get. You get a pattern that you associate with waves. Now, if you were to do this with particles, theoretically you should get two piles or two beams of where these particles hit the other end, the detector. I mean, that makes sense, right? If you get loads of sand and you put it through two slits, you expect two piles of sand. However, when you do it with electrons, you get an interference pattern that looks much like that of a wave. Notice I said electrons. What about electron? If you fire a single electron at a double slit, what do you think you get? Engagement bait, let me know what you think in the comment. If you said a wave, you'd be correct. Okay, so classically, there's no way that a single particle going through one of two slits could interfere with itself and get a wave pattern. So let's put some sort of apparatus on these slits to measure which slit the electron goes through. And engagement bait again, let me know in the comments if you think it stays the same or changes. The answer is, of course, it changes. If you measure which slit the electron goes through, you then get two piles of electrons on the detector. So what happens if you take an electron, let it pass through the slit, hit the screen, and then look at what slit it went through? You get two piles of electrons again. Whether this works scientifically is we say that the electron passes through both slits and interferes with itself. If you've watched my last video on superposition, essentially the two probabilities of it going through either slit interact with each other, and that's what causes the wave pattern. If you're a fan of the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, the alternate explanation is that the electron goes through both slits and interacts with itself until you observe it. And again, observing or measuring which slit it goes through fundamentally changes the system. It collapses the probability, and that means that there's nothing to then interact with itself, which is why it goes back to having two slits. This has been a bit of a long one, but this is day 4 of my quantum mechanics series. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Please do leave your questions in the comments below. Like and follow so you don't miss any more of my videos and more physics. And until next time, I have been Dr. Alex Foden, the Science Wrangler, and I shall see you one of these days.